Welcome to Rebel Life Boxing, where I talk boxing and anything in between. Make sure to catch new videos daily at 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 1 p.m., and 5 p.m. Also catch an early bird video weekdays at 6 a.m. Support the channel, and thanks for watching. The date was February 11th, 1990, and I was 9 years old at that time. And my stepdad was a big Mike Tyson fan. I was a huge Mike Tyson fan, man. Everybody I grew up with looked up to Mike Tyson, man. And, I love Tyson so much growing up, man. Like, I had the game Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. And, man, I'm talking about that dude was just so hard to beat, man. I would beat every opponent on that game. When I got up to Mike Tyson, bro, I was so frustrated trying to beat that dude on that game that I could remember. One punch, man, I was Little Mac. I was, ducking and trying to evade his punches up to a certain extent, man. But he just, every time he'd catch me, knock me out. I used to be so scared to fight him at the end of that game, man. It was almost like I was really fighting Mike Tyson, And my uncle came when he'd come over, and he knew how to beat him. And I used to love watching him beat him. But yeah, Tyson, man, he was an icon for us growing up, man, up in the 90s, in the 80s. I started when I was about 7 years old, like in 1988, I believe it was 88, man, I started really watching Mike Tyson. And, my stepdad sit me in front of the TV. He'd watch a lot of the pay-per-views, and I just grew on him, man. I thought he was unstoppable, man. And then the Buster Douglas fight, it changed a lot for me, man. I think, Tyson let me down that night, man. He did. See, Buster Douglas, man, he had a lot of things going on. He had lost his mom. His kid mom had a kidney problem, and then, he had the flu himself, I believe, too. So pretty much, man, Buster Douglas, he had nothing to lose in that fight, man. So he was letting it all hang out. So he pretty much dominated a lot of that fight. He did pretty good. He did really good early on in the fight. Wasn't afraid of Tyson. He ended up rocking Tyson. That's the first time we ever seen Tyson really get rocked and wobbled. At least first time I've ever seen it was round 5 of that fight. And then, Tyson was giving it his all, showing his warrior spirit. Then I believe, he knocked Tyson, managed to knock Buster Douglas down, and I believe that was the 8th round. He knocked him down. I believe that was the 8th. Hit him with a right, knocked him down. Suspect count when it comes to that, but he ended up getting up from that. Weathering the storm with Tyson. Then in the 9th round, I believe Tyson had ended up. They was going at it. They was exchanging. They was brawling in the 9th, I believe, and then I think. When Tyson knocked him down, he was probably banking on Douglas being hurt in the 9th when he knocked him down in the 8th, but it wasn't the case. They started banging out in the 9th round, and then the 10th round came, man, and that's when shit changed for me, man. About Tyson, bro. The first time I ever seen him knocked out, that shit destroyed me, bro. For real, it really did. As a kid watching that. And that was the round right there. That was it. And he knocked Tyson out. And that was the most devastating thing to watch as a kid, that growing up watching your favorite boxer get knocked out. So then when I seen him get knocked out, bro, I low-key was sad. I kind of like almost cried almost, man. The whole house was erupting. Everybody was pissed. Pissed. Step Pop's pissed off. So then ever since that happened, man, playing the Mike Tyson Punch-Out wasn't as, it didn't have the same effect on me anymore. I just didn't. It was almost like watching him get beat in real life by Buster Douglas was almost like watching him, like, he was already defeated. I already defeated him on the video game, even though I really didn't. So it was really nothing mysterious about Mike Tyson anymore after that. Growing up, man,
we thought he was a machine. We thought he could never be stopped, and then we saw that and it kind of disappointed us, but great warriors fall, man. I don't think Tyson even trained right for that fight, man. He wasn't in his right state of mind. Buster Douglas, I always compare the Mike Tyson losing to the same thing with Anthony Joshua almost, man. Nobody expected James Buster Douglas to come in there and do that, and nobody expected Andy Ruiz to do what he did, you know. But that was one of them things. That was one of those things, kind of like how Banana ended up beating J-Rock and took the belts, and kind of like how Tony Harrison took the belts from Jamel Charlo. And they never hold these belts long. Buster Douglas ain't hold it long. Jason Rosario ain't hold his belt long. Tony Harrison didn't. I think they only defended it once and lost. Andy Ruiz didn't hold the belts long. But them beating people that was undefeated skyrocketed them to kind of some kind of a stardom. St. Buster Douglas beat an unbeaten Tyson. Jamel Charlo. Tony Harrison beat an unbeaten Jamel Charlo. Andy Ruiz beat an unbeaten Anthony Joshua. But I think J-Rock lost fights before, so it was a little different with the Banana situation. But y'all pretty much know what I mean, man. But that was very devastating watching. That was really hard to watch Mike Tyson get beat like that, man. And then ever since that fight, he was never the same, man. Never the same. But nonetheless, still a warrior. Always, Tyson is right up there in my top 5 boxers of all time. But let me know what you think, man. Where were y'all at if you saw that fight live, where were you during that time when you seen Mike Tyson take his first loss, and a devastating loss at that, at the hands of James Buster Douglas? Drop a comment. Let me know. Support the channel. Like and comment and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later on the next one. Peace.